Welcome to St. Tony's College Incorporated College of Teacher Education Instructors Orientation. I'm your host, and today there is a saying that says teaching is a calling. It is an opportunity given by God to touch lives and to win souls. If we feel weary, we can breathe, but we can't quit. Because if we do, we waste the opportunity of serving. So, we teach because we are heeding to God's call. This should be the finale, but I have put this in the beginning to encourage everyone, including myself. Let's start with the program outcomes. The minimum standards for the BE-Ed program are expressed in the following set of learning outcomes. This is general for the teacher education program, but it is just said BE-Ed program in here. First one, articulate and discuss the latest developments in the specific field of practice. With this outcome, it is expected of us that um, we inculcate in them the latest developments in the field. We dig deeper so that they search on the latest developments in the field of teacher education. Number two, effectively communicate orally and in writing using both mother tongue, Filipino and English as much as possible. Let us not just let them speak English but also speak their mother tongue and Filipino communicatively. Number three, work effectively and independently in multidisciplinary and multicultural teams. Number four, act in recognition of professional, social, and ethical responsibility. And number five, preserve and promote Filipino historical and cultural heritage. Now, what are the program goals of the teacher education program? First, we have the BE-Ed. The elementary education aims to develop elementary school teachers who are either generalists, who can teach across the different learning areas in grade school, special education, and preschool teachers. So we are offering BE-Ed because we are preparing teachers who are generalists who can teach um, all subjects, ideally all subjects in the grade school and in special education. Second, the BSED or Bachelor in Secondary Education aims to develop high school teachers who can teach in one of the different learning areas in high school like mathematics, physical sciences, biological sciences, English, Filipino, among others. And the BESED or the new program we are offering at St. Tony's, which is the Bachelor in Early Childhood Education, aims to educate individuals to be competent early childhood practitioners working with children from 0 to 8 years old in various early childhood settings, either in home, community, school, and workplace. This is aligned with the National Early Learning Framework or the NELF, the Philippine Professional Standard for Teachers or the PTST or the formerly known as NCBTS, and the first key stage which is K to 3 or Kinder to grade 3. So, what are the program core values? The program core values of the College of Teacher Education is the present progressive form of the verb teach, which is teaching, which communicates that teachers' commitment and passion to teach should be continuous and never complacent. Thus, the program core values of the teacher education are tactful, empathetic, accountable, civil, honest, ingenious, nation-oriented, and godly. Next, we move on to schedule. I will be presenting to you later on the schedule of classes. Um, but in here, we will also be discussing consultation hours and the distribution and passing, that is schedule for distribution and passing of modules. Aside from our schedule that is from the college, it is expected of each teacher to provide an hour of consultation for our students. So, the consultation hour must be outside our teaching hour, and it is only the time when we can, so that we cannot be bombarded by the so many questions they throw at us through messenger or through emails. Let us make it a rule that to and announce to them that we have a consultation hour, and that is the only time that we answer their query. But of course, we can pick, or we can choose the situation. It depends on the situation. If there is an emergency, of course we can answer them right away. But if it is not, and if it concerns our lesson, make sure that we answer them during the consultation hour. It is not only a practice of following the rules, but it is also a practice of disciplining them, of following the time given. And the distribution and passing of modules, as regards to the schedule, there is an announcement of the college that we are going to distribute to them the modules per set. For example, they need to get the whole module, the modules for the whole term. As regards to the education, here the schedule here is halved. So, example, this is for the Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. So, we have halved the the subjects. The first set will be gotten from February 22 up to April 16. So within, maybe on Monday, they need to get all the modules for these subjects: for English 3, General Sociology, Pagbasa at Pagsulat, Ethics, and NSTP for the whole midterm, because we have only half the the whole semester. We will only be giving midterms and finals. So they need to get, um since we have halved the term, they only need to have midterms and finals as their exam. So we give them the midterm coverage, and then after finishing it, after this is 9 weeks. So after um 4 weeks, they need to pass the modules um for the whole of the midterm coverage, and then 1 week is allotted for their exam, and then we give them the final coverage, which is modular. Anyway, later on, if you have any queries, you can post your questions in our instructors group chat. Next is the mode of teaching and learning. um, we have we have had a poll in our group chat, as to the choices of students, whether they choose modular or online learning. Most of them chose modular learning, but there are some, maybe one-third of the group, wished to have synchronous online learning, because that um, um, they claim that there is more learning if we have face-to-face teaching, and we can't have face-to-face teaching yet because of the current community quarantine status that we have. So maybe we can have online learning peripherally to them. Next, we have the module design. Now, we have a uniform module design for the whole school, and for the college, we have this. I will also be providing you a copy of this through our group chat. You can just download it and modify it. But please do not modify the header, which is this one, the name, course here, and the subject, and then module number. This should appear on the module. And then we have the answer sheet at the back. The answer sheet should be like this. During the first sem, of course, I understand, because during the first sem, we were late in distributing this form. So there are some of us who did not follow this form. So um, medyo nahirapan tayong mag-segregate ng modules because there were some instructors um, who forgot to provide a name and module number, especially for their module. So, nahihirapan kung hindi ko titingnan yung questions, hindi ko na alam kung anong module yon. So, for us all to be eased with segregation of the modules, please follow this module design. And then we have assessment. In our assessment, since we are modular, we can have the following modes of assessment. We have video reporting. Of course, video reporting can be done, can be passed. Their outputs can be passed through Messenger, or it can be done live through Google Classroom or Google Meet or Zoom if you have an account in Zoom. And then we can also have simple research paper presentation. Um, it's up to you. It's part of your academic freedom if you're going to let them videotape themselves um, presenting the simple research paper, um, or they may just pass it. And then we also have written outputs. The written output, I encourage you to have them um, publish on their blogs, especially the second years. They already have their blogs because in their purposive communication subject before, I have required them to make one, and there is where they will upload their written output. And then we also have paper and pencil test. Okay, just a bit of a reminder for assessment, to check the integrity of the outputs they are passing to us. We may follow them up if they really did it or not. I know that it is an addition to the bulk of work that we all have, but um, I encourage you to do so. Let us not just stop with um, our doubts, whether they really did it or not. We know our students. For the instructors that who taught in the college before during the face-to-face, I know you have already known your students, but for those who are first timers in teaching this batch of students, please follow the integrity of their outputs, because we are dealing with teachers, the models. And then we have teaching loads. The teaching loads has already been forwarded in our STCI info, our official group chat for all of St. Tony's, and I hope you have already gotten your loads and prepared your module. I believe this video is just for formality, and this serves as something to base on whenever you have a question which I cannot answer later on. So, this is the load of Mrs. Quizon, Mrs. Magno, Mrs. Sambatali, Mr. Bayongan, Dr. Cobaron, and then yours truly, and then Miss Cheryl Manganip's load has been given to Mambakyan. So genetics will be taught by Mambakyan. And this is for Mr. Pengad. This is for Pastor Puruganan. And then this is for Mambakyan plus the genetics. Ito na pala ang genetics. And then we have Miss Frankie, Mr. Galyema, and then Mrs. Dumirag, Miss Vargas, Mrs. Galino, and Mr. Mangupag. And then this is the load of Mrs. Romero, Miss Abalos, Mrs. Iona, and Pastor Ventres. So, as regards to discipline, I have told you this a while ago, but I want to reiterate it. What kind of teachers are we making? How do we want them to behave when they are already in the field? Whatever we do today, however we deal with them, may break or may make them. All of the things that we let them do is contributory to what they will become as teachers. So please, if you know that what you are doing helps them, do it. We are helping them. And then the key takeaway for this, who they are as teachers is part rather of how we treated them as students. I repeat that who they are as teachers is part of how we have treated them as students. College is just a miniature of their professional life. Treat them as teachers na because they will be teachers. You their teachers are their principal and they are your teachers. Let us teach them with heart, guide them with firmness, and love them like Christ as we are in a Christian school. So, with that all, I hope um, you gained something from this, and I hope I have served my purpose. Happy teaching!